Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan live to lead, inspired by Mandela, promote courage in leadership. Their voices give us hope. Their actions shape our world. Their leadership inspires our future. Live to Lead, a documentary series presented by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, premieres December 31, 2022. Extraordinary leaders reflect on their legacies and share messages of courage, compassion, humility, hope, and generosity. Hot on the heels of their Netflix docuseries, Harry and Meghan. Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, have set a new docuseries with the streamer titled Live to Lead. Harry and Meghan were in the top 10 in '85 on Netflix. Meghan and Harry share ideas and build communities. Meghan and Harry transcended the institution. The Archewell Foundation has announced the launch of a new Netflix series on effective leadership in collaboration with the Nelson Mandela Foundation and Blackwell and Ruth. The documentary, inspired by Nelson Mandela, who once said, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived," the British royal says. His wife Meghan adds, "It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead. It's about people who have made brave choices to fight for change and to become leaders, and giving inspiration to the rest of us to live, to lead." If you liked this video and would like to support us with a one-time donation, give us a super thanks. Support us by becoming a patron if you want to support us monthly. Now back to today's commentary. Long before she was a public figure, Meghan Markle strove to make the world a better place for women. Her passion for empowering herself and other women started when she was just 11, when she successfully challenged Procter & Gamble on a sexist commercial for dishwashing soap. Throughout her career as an actor and now on the global stage as a member of the royal family, Markle has continued to demonstrate her feminist leadership. Here are just some of the inspiring ways she does so. Then came Meghan and Harry created a meaningful royal interaction. The focus was on the work and the impact on communities. Meghan and Harry showed genuine interest to the people they met while on royal engagements. They made it a point to search out people who had been excluded by the royal institution and make them feel welcome. Meghan Markle worked with UN Women. In 2014, Markle became a UN Women Ambassador, serving as an advocate for political participation and leadership with the UN. In a now famous speech given on International Women's Day in 2015, she spoke powerfully on the importance of gender equality. Women need a seat at the table. They need an invitation to be seated there. And in some cases, where this is not available, they need to create their own table, she said. We need a global understanding that we cannot implement change effectively without women's political participation. Climate change activist Greta Thunberg, South Africa's national rugby union team captain and social inequality campaigner Siya Kolisi, feminist activist Gloria Steinem, and anti-apartheid activist and former Justice of the Constitutional Court of South Africa Albie Sachs, are all featured in the documentary. Prince Harry and Meghan will exec produce the series alongside Ben Browning and Chanel Pisnick for Archewell, with Jeff Blackwell, Ruth Hobday exec producing for Blackwell and Ruth, and John Sloss for Cinetic. Blackwell will direct the series, which he conceived alongside Hobday when they worked on a book about Mandela in 2018. As we work to absorb 27 years of Mandela's personal correspondence, reflecting on his brave and selfless commitment to the welfare of others, we were simultaneously confronted by a news cycle relentlessly focused on certain international politicians behaving in precisely the opposite way, shamelessly pursuing their own self-interest, using tactics of division and misinformation to serve power and not the people, Blackwell said in a statement. This contrast cemented our resolve to honor Mandela's values by surfacing the stories of leaders who distinguished themselves through their moral courage, the conviction of their ideals and values, and their prioritization of others. We have been Mandela's publisher for over a decade, and we are fortunate to have a close relationship with the Nelson Mandela Foundation. When we approached them, They warmly agreed to join us in seeking out these inspiring individuals and asking them to agree to be interviewed. The experience of interviewing them and sharing their stories has been an enriching one for all of us. Through their example, these leaders remind us of our own capacity for leadership and the best part of our humanity at a moment when the world needs true leaders more than ever. Meghan's professional life is important to her. "I've never wanted to be a lady who lunches. I've always wanted to be a woman who works," she told Elle UK in 2016. She fights for better education for women and girls around the world. Markle has long been a fierce proponent of equal education opportunities for young women, and even made the Association of Commonwealth Universities one of her official royal patronages back in January. As recently as February, she and Prince Harry travelled to Morocco, where one of their objectives was to see work being done to promote girls' education, empower young people, and support children from disadvantaged backgrounds. The 7-part series will feature interviews with world leaders including New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, social justice attorney and advocate Brian Stevenson, and U.S. Supreme Court Associate Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, pictured below, left to right, enabling them to share messages of courage, compassion, humility, hope and generosity. The series, which is said to have been inspired by Nelson Mandela's legacy, is produced by Blackwell and AMP, Ruth in association with the Nelson Mandela Foundation, the Sussex's production company Artual and Cinetic Media.